Chapter 6. Regular and Irregular Verbs. Read the sentences below. Ashok's father is a lawyer. He was eating with his brother. They played cricket in the school playground. In the first sentence, the word is tells us the state of being of the subject. In the next two sentences, the words was, eating, and played express action. These words are called as verbs. A verb is a word that is used to denote an action, the condition of the subject, or what is possessed by the subject. A verb is the most important word in a sentence. We know that a sentence cannot be formed without a verb. Most of us think of a verb just as an action word, but the verb has other functions too. A verb tells us the following: what action takes place or what is done by a person or thing. Gunjan sings. A dog barks at the squirrels. What a noun is. She is a doctor. Milk is white. What our perception of a noun is. The answer seems right. The child appears to be all right. A verb mainly has 5 forms. The base form of the verb, ing form, the past tense form, the past participle form, the infinitive form. Look at the table below. Base form, go. Past tense, went. Past participle, gone. Ing form, going. Infinitive, to go. Base form, laugh. Past tense, laughed. Past participle, loved. Ing form, laughing. Infinitive, to laugh. Cut, 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 cutting, to cut. Walk, walked, walked, walking, to walk. Catch, caught, caught, catching, to catch. Helping verbs and main verbs. Read the sentences below. Rohit was singing a song. She can dance. I have finished my breakfast. Very often, a verb consists of more than one word. In the sentences above, the word was, can, and have are helping verbs or auxiliary verbs, while singing, dance, and finished are main verbs. Helping verbs are needed to form the grammatical structure of a sentence, especially to form tenses. The primary helping verbs are forms of the verbs be, do, and have. These verbs can be used as helping verbs or as main verbs. The following are the usage of be, have, and do as helping verbs. Verbs be. Use to make continuous tense. Is, am, are, was, and were. Examples: Ram is watching movie at mall. She is waiting for you. Be to make the passive. The vegetables are kept in the basket. The thief was caught. Verbs have, use to make perfect tenses. Has, have, or had. And had. Examples: I have finished my homework. She had made a promise. Verbs do. Use to make negatives. Example: I do not like tea. She did not know the answer. To ask questions. Do you want some drink? What did Bala drink? To show emphasis. I do study for the competition. Rohit did sing well. Another class of helping or auxiliary verbs is the modal auxiliaries, which express ideas like possibility, permission. Main verbs can be classified in many ways. regular and irregular verbs, transitive and intransitive verbs, finite and non-finite verbs, regular and irregular verbs, verbs that form their past tense form and past participle by adding d or ed to the base form are called regular verbs. Irregular verbs form their past tense and past participle in many different ways. There is no fixed pattern to make the past tense and past participle of irregular verbs. The only way is to learn them through practice and regular use. There are 3 types of irregular verbs. Verbs with all the 3 forms identical. Base form cast, past tense cast, past participle cast. Slit, slit, slit. Spread, spread, spread. Forecast, forecast, forecast. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Rid, rid, rid. Wet, wet, wet. Quit, quit, quit. Bid, bid, bid. Burst, burst, burst. Input, input, input. Shut, shut, shut. Upset, upset, upset. Let, let, let. Shed, shed, shed. Set, set, set. Verbs with 2 identical parts. These verbs can be either regular or irregular with a T suffix. Base form smell, past tense smelt, past participle smelt. Burn, burnt, burnt. Pay, paid, paid. Say, said, said. Spend, spent, spent. Beat, beat, beat or beaten. Lay, laid, laid. Learn, learnt, learnt. Have, had, had. Spell, spelt or spelled, spelt or spelled. Sit, sat, sat. Hear, heard, heard. Pay, paid, paid. Come, came, came. Build, built, built. Remake, remade, remade. Verbs with all 3 parts different. Base form draw, past tense drew, past participle drawn. Shrink, shrank, shrunk. Do, did, done. Stride, strode, strode or stridden. Rise, rose, risen. Spring, sprang, sprung. Sing, sang, sung. Write, wrote, written. Stink, stank, stunk. Begin, began, begun. Ring, rang, rung. Sink, sank, sunk. Drive, drive, driven. Go, went, gone. Speak, spoke, spoken. Arise, arose, arisen.